Very good morning, students. I am Adesh with my subject Accountancy, chapter number 1, Financial Statement of Not for Profit Organization. In this chapter, almost concept we have completed. Only one topic is still left. That one is balance sheet. Basically, related to balance sheet, since last 2 years, there was no questions in board examination. But we cannot say कि questions related to balance sheet will not come in future. So we have to be concentrate on this topic also. As income and expenditure account is important, so similarly balance sheet is also important in this chapter. So first we have to learn the format of balance sheet, what the things are included in the balance sheet, and how with the same question both the accounts can be prepared, income and expenditure account and the balance sheet. So first we have to learn the format of balance sheet first, then we will solve questions related to balance sheet and income and expenditure account. So today our topic is related to balance sheet. Okay, let's see the format and try to understand each and everything. Be concentrate on this. Okay, let's see. Yes, students, you can see the format of balance sheet. First of all, at the top, name of the organization. For which organization we are preparing the balance sheet? So we have to mention the name of that balance in that organization. Then balance sheet as at. As at means this balance sheet is prepared on a specific date. Means last date of the financial accounting year or financial year. So that date we have to mention here. Similarly, if the account is closed on 31st March on particular year, so 31st March on that particular year we have to mention. It may be end on 31st December, whatever the financial year organization is followed. So that last date of the year we have to mention at the top. In balance sheet, no debit and credit side is there. It is clear. So we can say the left side will be counted as a liability and then amount, and right side that is a assets and then amount column. These four columns are prepared in balance sheet. So we are starting with the left side. We cannot say always these funds will be mentioned in balance sheet. Only these funds I am talking about it. Many more funds are there related to NPOs, so those funds will also be show in liability side. So at the top there is a capital fund. General fund is also the another name of this one. So capital fund, general fund, or any other name which is related to capital. So the opening balance of capital fund will be there. So that balance we have to show here. Then we add surplus. If there is surplus in income and expenditure account, so that surplus we will add with the opening balance, then total. If there is a deficit means there is loss, so that loss is subtracted from the opening balance. Only one will be there, not both, surplus or deficit. Any one will be there in income and expenditure account. So if there is surplus, we will be add with the opening balance, or if there is deficit, so that will be subtracted from the opening balance. So whatever the balance, whatever the final balance will be there, that we have to mention in the amount column. I am taking as a building fund as an example. Many more funds are there. Many more funds can be there in NPOs. So this is the building fund. It is opening balance. Whatever the opening balance is there in the beginning of the year, if some donation we received that is a adding donation for building. If any donation we have received related to the building, that donation will be added. Then income from building funds, any income we have earned related to building fund, so that income will be added here. It is clear. So then we have to total here. If there is expenses related to building, so that expenses we will subtract from here. So less expenses on building, whatever the expenses were there, that will be subtracted from here, minus then the final amount we will write in a amount column. Similarly, another funds is also there, which we have taken as an example. Sports fund, opening balance, any donation we have received, donation for sports fund, whatever the donation we receive, that will be adding. Interest on sports fund investment means from this fund some amount we have invested in any other organization, and from that investment whatever the interest we have received, means NP has received, that interest will be adding here with the opening balance, because whatever the investment was there, that investment was there from the sports fund only. So if any investment was there from the sports fund, so and we earn any income on that investment, so that will be adding in the sports fund. It is clear. So all the things we will adding, and then the total amount will be there, and then less sports prize awarded. If there is any prizes we have distributed to the participants or the winner, so that will be subtracting from here, because this is the expenses of NPO. So any expenses related to sports fund, that will be subtracted. So it means from the total this amount we subtract the amount which is spent or expense. So final amount will be in amount column. Then current liabilities. Current liabilities, this is the specific outstanding expenses. Different type of outstanding expenses are there in the NPOs or the profit making organization also. That is a rent outstanding is there. So amount will be show here in front of the rent, and salary outstanding, that amount is will show against the salaries, and electricity and water expenses are outstanding. So all these are outstanding expenses. So outstanding expenses always become a liability for all the business. So these total will show at the amount column. Here is subscription received in advance. Subscription already we have discussed. Subscription is a income if we receive this in advance. If advance income we receive, that will be the liability of the organization. It is clear. So advance subscription, it is a liability. So that's why it's come under the current liability we show here. In profit making organization in last year in 11th class in final account, that was the unaccrued income. Unaccrued income is the income which we have received but still not earned. Now I think you have remember one. So this subscription is similar to unaccrued incomes. I think all the concept you have clear, whatever we have discussed related to the liability side of the balance sheet. If there is any doubt, so we will solve questions also, then we will clear more. Now we are going to asset side. So at the top there is a fixed assets. Different type of fixed assets are used in the organization or the NPO. So first one is building. If there is opening balance, that will show, and if there is addition means we have purchased other buildings also during the year, so that addition will be add with the opening balance. And then total, if there is any depreciation related to building, so that depreciation will be subtract from the total amount. So the final amount will show in amount column. Similarly, furniture is also a fixed assets. So opening balance we will show if there is any additions or purchase during the year, so that will be show here. Then total, if we sold any furniture during the year, so minus bracket, whatever the amount we show in a bracket or under the bracket column, so that is a minus amount. It is clear. Similarly, if there is any depreciation we charge against the furniture, so that will be minus amount. So both the minus amount will be added together, and then total minus amount will be here. The totaling of this one, and then this, from this total we subtract this one. So the final amount will be here. It is clear. So next one, current assets. Current assets subscriptions in arrear means this is the subscription which is outstanding at the end of the year or at this particular date, whatever the date we are show here. It is clear. So that is a subscriptions in arrear or outstanding subscription at the end of the year. So that outstanding subscription will show in a current assets. Similarly, accrued incomes. Accrued incomes means income earned but not received. So those income will show in current assets and the amount column, the total amount, what is the accrued. Next one is investment. These are some investment. Building fund investment, sports fund investment. So building fund investment means, now you can see the building fund. It is clear because these funds are related to this fund and this one. So if there is a building fund in the beginning of the year and some amount we have taken from this fund and invested to the outside, so that will be the assets also for the business. If there is any investment related to any fund, that will become the assets also for the business. It is clear, all the investments are assets, so that's why it will be shown in the asset side. And whatever the income we receive on these investments, building fund investment or sports fund investment, that income will show, if related to building fund, that will be shown here. Everybody have clear? So that income will be added with the building fund. And if there is any income related to sports fund, that income will be added to here. It is clear? If one more example is there, if there is any income related to capital fund, if there is any income related to capital fund, so that income we will not add here. That income will be shown in income and expenditure account in income side. Why? Because it is a capital fund and capital fund always used to earn income in the NPO. Have you clear this? So that's why this investment or any income related to capital fund or general fund, that will be shown in a income and expenditure account. That should be clear each and every one. Related to these funds, if there is an income, that will be added these funds. If related to this capital fund, any income in the NPO, so that income will show in a income and expenditure account, will not be added in capital fund. So these investment, have you consider, have you understand from where these investment are taken? So these investments, if building fund investment, that one is taken from the building fund, and sports fund investment is there, so that investment we have done from the sports fund. Now there is prepaid expenses, means those expenses which we have paid in advance, so that will be the assets for the NPO. Similarly, insurance, that is a prepaid insurance. Rent, sometimes we paid rent in advance, so these will be the assets of the organization we will add here. And there is cash in hand, that will be shown in amount column, and if there is cash at bank, so we will show here. So this is the complete format of balance sheet which we used in NPO, not for profit making organization. So dear students, now we are going to solve one question related to this format or related to NPO and the balance sheet problem. That is clear. So related to this format, we are going to solve questions. We are solving a questions by which you can understand more this concept. Okay, let's see the question. Student, first you can see the question from which we have to solve the balance sheet. So uh, first of all, we have to read the question, what is the given in question, and then we will try to solve the questions problem. So first, the information given below related to a sports club, means these information are related to a sports club. So these are the information, some information are given related to a sports club. Show them in the income and expenditure account. Means in this question they ask income and expenditure account also. Okay, if there is adjustment or any transaction related to income and expenditure account, that transaction we will show in the income and expenditure account. And the balance sheet of the club as at 31st March 2020. It means we have to prepare the income and expenditure account and the balance sheet on 31st March 2020. First, there is a sports fund as at 1st April 2019. Means this is the beginning date of the year, because this one the closing date on which we have to prepare, and this one is the beginning date of the year, that is 10 lakh rupees sports fund is given. Then sports fund investment, that is also 10 lakh. Interest on sports fund investment, it means this interest we have received on this investment whatever we have done, rupees 1 lakh. Donation for sports fund, this donation is related to sports fund, specific donation is there, so we have to treat this donation with the this fund, 4 lakh rupees. Then subscriptions is given 1 lakh rupees. Donation, no specific, no other things is given related to this donation for which specific purpose we receive. Only donation we have uh, we have seen. So that is a general donation, 50,000 rupees. Sports prize awarded, 3 lakh rupees. Expenses on sports event, 1 lakh rupees. General funds, 20 lakh. General fund investment, 20 lakh. Interest on general fund investment, 2 lakh of rupees. So we have to be remember general fund. What is a general fund? I was told in the format of the balance sheet. So here we have to prepare the two things. Which one? Income and expenditure account. Incomes and expenditure expenditures account as on 31st March 2020. So we have to prepare the format first. And then balance sheet as on 31st March 2020. One thing I want to clear first, only which transaction we received and the which transaction is given in this question, only these transactions we have to show in these particular two formats. It doesn't matter कि balance sheet always comes equal balance both the side, liability and the asset side. So if there is no equal balance will be there, so it doesn't matter. It is clear, because only which information we have received, only those information we have received, according to these information we have to mention, or we have to posted these transactions in these two formats only. It is clear. So we don't have to be any problem, means ki balance sheet should be equal. It is clear. So now this is the expenditure side, amount, incomes, amount, and this one is liabilities, amount, assets, and amount. So in the beginning what the information is there is sports fund on 1st April 2019. So at the top is sports fund, opening balance, opening balance, amount is 10 lakh rupees, this one 10 lakh rupees. Then next one is sports fund investment. So where we have to show this, we have to show in the asset side, sports fund investments. That one is also 10 lakh. 10 lakh rupees will show on asset side. It is clear. Next one. Next one is interest on sports fund investment. 1 lakh rupees. So that will be added in the opening balance of sports fund. Add interest on sports fund investment. Amount is 1 lakh. It is clear. Any other transaction related to which we have to add? Interest on sports fund, that is 1 lakh we have done. Next one is donation for sports fund. This is also income related to sports fund. So donation, the amount is 4 lakh rupees. We will add with the sports fund 4 lakh rupees. And the next one is subscriptions. Subscription is for the it is a revenue nature, so that's why it will show in a income side. By subscriptions amount is 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh will show in a credit side or income side. Next one is donation. It is also a general purpose, not a specific. This donation is also income for NPO, so we will show in a credit side, means 50,000 rupees. 50,000 rupees. Next one is sports prize awarded. Sports prize awarded, it is related to sports fund, so means we have to subtract this one. Less sports prize awarded. This is the minus amount, 3 lakh of rupees. We will subtract from here 3 lakh rupees in bracket. Done. Expenses on sports event. Expenses was there related to sports event, 1 lakh rupees. This one we will subtract from this one. Expenses on sports expenses on sports event. Amount is 1 lakh rupees. So 1 lakh rupees we will subtract from here. Okay, this is the minus amount. This is the general fund. So general fund first, general general fund. General fund amount is 20 lakh rupees. 20 lakh rupees we will show here. Why we are showing in a amount column? Because no transaction is related to general fund which we have to add. General fund investment. So this investment is shown a asset side, because any investment related to any fund that will be shown in a asset side. So this is general fund investments. Amount is 20 lakh rupees. Last one is interest on general fund investment. In the beginning, I told you, if there is any income related to general fund or capital fund, that we have to show in a income and expenditure account. So we will show in a income side. This is the income by interest on general fund investment. Amount is 2 lakh. Okay, because all the informations are not given in this question, so that's why we will not calculate the surplus or deficit from this particular account, income and expenditure account, or we will not show the equal amount of balance sheet also. Both the side the amount should be equal. So first what we have to do, so we have to totaling this 10 1 11 for 15, total 15 lakh rupees. We subtract 4 lakhs, so that will be equal to 11 lakh. It is clear. We will we will leave this question in this situation. We no need to totaling the things here. It is clear. So all the things you may be understand. So once again, at the last I am showing you question and the solution at the same time. You can see clear. I will send you the photo also of this question. So dear students, this is the question which we have solved, and what the transaction will comes in the income and expenditure account and in balance sheet. Similarly, from all the questions we have to search the capital type of expenses and receipt, and revenue type of receipt and expenses. So according to revenue and capital, we divide accord in income and expenditure account and in balance sheet. So thank you for today. So if there is any doubt, so you ask in your doubt session classes. And today this is the last topic of this chapter, but finally we will solve a complete question, which type of questions come in your board examination. It is clear. This question having only some transaction, but in next video or next class, whatever the question we will solve, that will be the complete question. So thank you all of you for today class, and do your homework properly, and all the questions whichever I am sending you as a homework, so you solve those questions in a separate notebook. If any doubt, then you have asked in your doubt session class. Okay, thank you student, thank you for today.